Hello and welcome to Capsule Closet Stylist. My name's Michelle. I've been a personal stylist for 23 years now, dressing everyone from Katy Perry to Jim Broadbent to Jerry Springer to Emma Thompson. Yeah, really a broad spectrum. Now I work with private clients at capsuleclosetstylist.com and through Capsule Closet Success, which is my membership. It's amazing. I work with lots of amazing women. So stay tuned to get lots of tips on how you can create the perfect wardrobe, even if right now you've got a wardrobe full of clothes, but nothing to wear. Let's dive in. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Capsule Closet Stylist. So last week I was talking to you about colour and how important colour is and why some of those colour analysis kind of online things don't work for you. So today I wanted to talk to you about style and cut and body shape and all of that. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've said previously that when I do a colour analysis on anybody, or I do a body shape style guide on anybody, I choose from 216 different combinations. And even within that, what happens quite regularly is people will fall between two different categories. And whether that's a colour analysis or whether it's a body type style guide as well. So what I tend to do, if that is the case, I adapt it so that it suits that person. So let me explain. So similarly as with a colour analysis, I get a lot of clients coming to me and they'll go, I've done this colour analysis and it says I'm a winter, and then I go to another website and it says I'm a summer. The same thing happens with body shapes. They'll go, I thought I was a pear, but I go to this website and I put in my measurements and it says that I'm an apple, or I go to a website and it says that I'm a bluebell, or it goes, and I'm completely confused. And has my body shape changed? I've had children. Can it change? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Hate to say it, but yes, it can. Anything at any point in your life, your body shape can change. But how can you get around that? So the reason why I think these are the most two important aspects to building a wardrobe that works is obvious. Okay, let's kind of be really clear about this. What are clothes? So clothes come in different styles and different colours. That's essentially what they are, different styles and different colours. So if you know what colours work for you and you become particular about what colours you're going to put in your wardrobe, particularly if you want something that's quite capsule, that's going to mix and match easily, and you know what styles work for your shape, you can become very, very intentional about what it is you're going to buy. So let me give you an example for that, particularly as I've spoken about colour last week. So let's say, for example, you are a winter or you are a deep 3, which is what I would call you, probably. But I can't see you, actually. You'll have to come and book a consultation with me so I can see you properly. So you are, let's say you're a deep, what I would call a deep 3. So navy blue would work for you. And let's say you are a apple shape. So I've identified that you're an apple shape. And you need a new pair of trousers for work. So you've decided that you are going to buy some trousers for work and it's for winter. So you're thinking, right, okay, I need something quite heavy material. I don't want something in linen or something like that. I need something quite heavy material to keep me warm. So already you're looking for a navy blue now pair of trousers because you chose navy blue in one of your colour palettes. So in that instance, you would be better off with a side fastening, a flat front and a wide-ish leg, or straight to wide leg, something that falls right to the floor. If you're wearing heels, you want it to hit just off the floor because that will give you length as well. So if you want something that's warm, you might say, well, I want it in wool, but I don't like wool against my skin, so actually I'm going to need them lined. So now you're looking for a smart pair of navy blue trousers that do up at the side with a wide leg that reaches to the floor that are lined in wool. Can you see what I mean? So if you know what colours work for you and you know what styles work for your body shape, You can become very intentional about everything that you buy, and you can be the same about a blouse to go with those trousers, or a top to go with those trousers, or what blazer it is you wear with those trousers. Or even if you don't like wearing trousers and blazers, you only like wearing dresses, you'll know what dress works for you for work. So one of the things that I kind of find really frustrating in a way is, and it's not frustrating actually because I understand it. What I was going to say is when people go to these websites and they kind of look at what colours work for them, or they look at what their body shape might be, I can understand why they do that, because you're just trying to find a quick and easy answer. But I often find it causes more confusion. And the reason is exactly the same as the reason why a lot of those colour palettes don't work. People sort of go, well, some of those colours look right on me, but some of them really don't. It's the same reason why you might go to one website and it might say you're an apple shape, and you might go to another website and it might say you're an hourglass shape. It's because it's an algorithm that's basically choosing it. And most people fall slightly in between, like I said earlier. Now, what do you do in that instance? So what I do in that instance, so when I do a colour analysis with somebody, or colour analysis, I will adapt it slightly to that person. But when I do a body type style guide for body type styling, which is on my website, what I'll do is I ask them for a series of questions to identify what their body shape is. And I also ask them for a series of photos. Now, what I sometimes find, interestingly, is visually somebody will look like they're one type of body shape, but measurement wise they'll be something else. So what I often do is kind of combine the two. So when I present somebody with a document, when I've done a body type on them, they have like lists of types of jackets that would suit that body type, lists of types of trousers that would suit that body type, skirts, dresses, jackets, coats, shoes, even swimwear, everything. Shirts, knitwear, the whole lot. So what it is a document at the top. It explains what the body shape is. It goes into detail of what to avoid and what to go for. And then it has a section for each type of clothing. And there's a scrolling kind of carousel, if you like, which has a list of different jackets that would work for them. Now, you could actually go through and buy those jackets if you want, but most people just literally use it as a guide. Now, the reason why I do that is not because I particularly want you to go and buy them, but because it gives you a visual reference of what types of cuts of jackets work for you. So you'll see several or one or two different styles of jacket that will work for you. Now, it could be that you look at all those jackets, you go, oh, they're not for me, that I don't like the colour, or, I don't like that lapel or whatever it is. But you'll see a general idea of the types of styles that work for you. So then you can go and buy something or choose something that you do like. And the same with the trousers and the skirts and everything else. And like, for example, like I say, with apple shapes, it would be a side fastening works best. So you get to learn not only like what colours work for you, but also what styles. Now, when I do that, if I've got a client, let's say, who did fall between, let's say, a apple and an hourglass, I think that would be unlikely, to be honest, but let's say they did. What I would do is look at them, particularly as an individual, because I kind of know instinctively how to balance that out. And I would adapt those garments to fit that individual person. So in their analysis, it will say you are closest to a pear, or you are closest to an hourglass or whatever, but you actually fall quite close to this category as well. So I've adapted your particular analysis to that. So what that means is sometimes we are slightly in between. And that's the reason why, if you find it so frustrating, you've been looking at colour analyses and you've looking at body shape guides to try and work out what might work for you, that's the reason why you might find it frustrating, because a lot of people fall within those cracks of two different types. So there's like 18 different body shapes like that you could go for. Like I said, I choose like from 216. It's still, people still fall between the cracks. So it is really helpful knowing, and it doesn't mean to say that you have to dress in a certain style. It doesn't mean to say you have to dress in certain colours, because there's plenty of colours. And of course, when I send out colours to people as well, you can't put every single colour in the whole spectrum can't send every colour in the whole spectrum that would work for them. You've only sent them a kind of decent selection for them to choose from. So, that's where kind of sometimes Capsule Closet Success works quite well, because if someone then sees a dress and they think it's quite close to the colour that's in their colour palette, they can send me a message and go, hey, Michelle, do you think this would work for me? And I'll be like, yes or no. So if you are finding that frustrating, that's probably why, because it could be that you fall between two different types of body shapes. So if that's the case and two have come up, either kind of look at the advice for both types, or actually get some personal kind of help. Invest in some personal help, because if you're really serious about building a wardrobe that works for you, it's really good to know what colours and what styles do work for you. My ideal goal when I work with anyone, whether they come to me to work with me one-on-one in a colour analysis and a body type guide, or whether they come to me for one-on-one personal styling, or they do the colour analysis and join Capsule Closet Success, however I work with them, my ultimate goal is for them to learn how to do it themselves and for me to not be around anymore. I don't want to be there. I want them to instinctively know themselves. So when they go in a shop or when they shop online, they can look and they can sort of say, oh, okay, I know that works for me. And that's the best place to be. And sometimes that takes a little bit of time to learn. But then generally people do get an idea, and I kind of see them going off in their merry way. It's a little bit like they kind of graduate or something like that. So in regards to body shapes and how you can make it work, so there's some quite sort of simple-ish, sort of very blanket blanket rules that you can kind of use if you are completely overwhelmed with it. And they generally are, if it is an area that's maybe bigger that you're uncomfortable with, or even if you're really tiny and you're uncomfortable, don't choose any really drapey fabric. When I mean drapey fabric, I mean that sort of fabric that sort of clings to you. It kind of sticks to you. It doesn't hold itself. It kind of, so jersey, like when you've got a thin sort of t-shirty type material and that will drape over your body and it kind of sticks to everything. That type of material, I would avoid that type of material. Choose material that's got a bit of structure to it. But then also avoid anything that's shiny. So anything that's satin or velour or anything like that will highlight that shape. It will highlight it. Then also use patterns and detailing on areas that you are happy with. So draw the eye upwards. So let's say, for example, you're a bit worried about the size of your bottom, for example. Then I would go in a matte colour. Matte, I mean by like cotton or something that's got no shine to it. Darker, if preferably, in a matte plain colour. On your bottom half, and then maybe have something, have an interesting scarf around your neck, or kind of like an interesting collar, or jewelry, or your top could have some sort of interesting sleeves. In actual fact, if you are a pear shape and your bottom's a little bit big, then you could have puffy sleeves to kind of balance you out a little bit. So anything that adds detailing to the top, so patterns or colour or anything brighter, and that's essentially what you're doing. So, and you can do that in the reverse as well. So that's essentially what you do when you're dressing for different body shapes. It's all about balance. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are. I hope your wardrobe is looking fabulous. If your wardrobe isn't looking fabulous, book a free consultation with me. Come and chat to me one-on-one. And I can help you find the wardrobe of your dreams. I think the link is in my bio wherever you're listening to this podcast. Even if you're on the moon, I can still help you. I said that to a client this morning, actually. I was like, it doesn't matter where you are. I'll speak to you next week. And thank you for listening. I'll see you later. Take care.